Well, at least we got one of the big fights signed for this year. Finally, at the 11th hour, Gennady Golovkin has accepted Golden Boy's revised offer for the Canelo rematch. Initially, when these two had agreed to fight on May 5th of this year, it was going to be a 65-35 split in Canelo's favor. That's what Golovkin previously signed to. But after Canelo failed the doping tests and the initial date for the rematch was scrapped, they started negotiating again, but this time Golovkin's team were demanding a hell of a lot more money. They wanted 50-50. That was rejected by Canelo's team. Then Golovkin was stripped of his IBF title and all of a sudden thought, you know what, I better try and make this Canelo fight still. And Golovkin's team dropped their demand from 50-50 to 45-55 in Canelo's favor. That was still rejected by Canelo's team. Then we're getting down to decimal places. Canelo's team offered Golovkin 57.5, 42.5. And even that was rejected by Golovkin. But something happened in the dying hours where Golovkin did a U-turn, because the press were announcing that the fight was not going to happen, that Golovkin's team had rejected Canelo's final offer, and that was that. But something happened whereby Golovkin did a U-turn, and the offer that he'd rejected just hours or maybe minutes previous, he went back and decided to accept it. Apparently, Golovkin was close to signing a Billy Joe Saunders fight, which would obviously have been a unification. So that's not going to happen now. We do get the Canelo Golovkin rematch. And I'm glad this rematch has been made, because I think we just need to put a line under the whole thing. I hope we get a definitive result this time around. I hope it's not another draw. I hope we get a winner, and a definitive winner, regardless of who wins the fight. I think that's what boxing needs. That's what the middleweight division needs right now. The definitive winner out of these two guys. So we'll see who it's going to be. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Will it be Canelo or Golovkin? Now, some people are saying Golovkin's going to win by knockout because Canelo ain't going to be the same, given the fact that he potentially is no longer on whatever he might have been on before. You know, potentially he's not eating any kind of souped up beef. So without that souped up beef, and I'm using that as a metaphor, without that souped up beef, is he going to be the same guy against Golovkin in the rematch? That's a fair question to ask. At the same time, it's Golovkin who's the much older man. And I think it's Golovkin who's taken more punishment over his last few fights than Canelo has. You look at Golovkin, the Danny Jacobs fight, he took a lot of punishment. In the first Canelo fight, he took a lot of punishment. People can say the fight was close or Golovkin won. If you believe Golovkin won, one thing you can definitely not say is that he landed the more damaging punches all the way through the fight. He didn't. He did most of his work with the jab and, cuffing shots that were half blocked and whatever. But in terms of damaging punches that spin the head around and rock the brain around inside the skull, most of those were landed by Canelo, not by Golovkin. So Golovkin's age and wear and tear, and it's not just the wear and tear in the fights, but also in training camps, that takes the toll on any fighter's body when they reach a certain age, when they've been professional for a certain amount of time. That's also what you have to consider. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how this fight is going to play out, and if Canelo is not going to be the same without this special beef. Again, that's a metaphor. Some people are going to say, he wasn't the beef, Hatman. He was on some... I'm using it as a metaphor. Calm down. Alright? If this special beef makes such a big difference to Canelo's performance, and it's going to be so detrimental for him that he can no longer take it, would he be so keen on the rematch? Because it's been Canelo who's been pushing for this rematch after the initial date this year got cancelled, not Golovkin, right? Ostensibly anyway. In terms of the way it's looked publicly, Canelo's team seem to have been the ones who have wanted it more than Golovkin. So, wouldn't Canelo just go a different route? Wouldn't he be a lot more careful about the fights he was going to pick if this special beef is no longer on his plate and he can no longer get the advantages from it? Who knows? I'm just putting the question out there. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How's this fight going to go? Who's going to win? What do you think of all the points I've raised in this particular video? Let me know how you feel, people. It's happening. I'm out.